Hey guys, so this is like my first video, and I have nothing like an experience. So this is not going to be the best video, but I hope you all like it. So our game is going to be like here we'll put a bow, and you can drag it with our mouse, and at the top apples will be falling, and we have to catch it with that bow. Easy and simple. So enjoy it and let's get started. Okay, so first of all, I don't think we'll need this catty thing. Yeah, we don't need this. So let's just delete that. Yes. And now let's add new sprites which we are really going to need. So go to choose a sprite. And then take this apple which you can find and click that and you have an apple. We are not going to use this apple, but we'll be creating clones of it. So next we will go to choose a sprite again and let's search for bowl, BOWL, and here we can use this bowl. Now we have both of the sprites that we are going to need. So since this apple is a bit big, let's just make it smaller. Let's try 50. Okay, 50 is good. So let's get into the code. First we can code, I think the bowl will be better. So go to bowl, the sprite, and then go to events and drag a when green flag clicked block. And we are going to want this bowl to be moving here. So we definitely need a forever block and a forever block. But now let's go to motion and the go to block. Oh no, just leave it there. First we can put the bowl here and then put this here. Now the Y is 150, which means in this way. So the X is going to be the X of our mouse cursor. So let's go to sensing and drag a mouse X block and put it into the X slot of the go to block. Now let's just try it. When you click the green flag, it follows the correct way of your mouse. That's a lot of the main code of this build thing done. We'll do the rest later. So now let's get into that apple. So go to events, event green flag kicked, and looks and set size to block, which is going to be 50, which he had already given, but I think it's better to give it there. People might play with it. So now we are not going to use this apple sprite. We are going to be using clones of it. So we don't want it. So let's just hide that. Drag a hide block and put it under or above the set size block. It doesn't matter. Okay. Now that we are not going to be using this apple, it's completely hidden. And now we can go to events or control, then drag a forever block and put it under the set size block or under the hide block, whichever you have chosen. And now we will just scroll down in the control section itself. We can see a create clone of myself block. You are not creating a clone of yourself. you're creating a clone of the apple. Okay? So that was one. Let's get into the code again. And we can just click Control again, and you can see the wait block, which we commonly use, and just put it under the create clone of myself block. Then go to operators and take a pick random block and drag it inside the slot of the wait second block. And this can be like 1 to 3 seconds, so that the apples fall in random times, other than just at the same time 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, which would be a little boring. Now, if we just click this green flag, we still can't see any apples. So, since we hid it, we hide the real sprite, the clones also hide. So we have to go to looks and then take a show block, put it inside the forever block. Sorry. I mean, go to control, drag when I start as a clone block. Then go to looks and drag a show block and put it under the when I start as clone block. Now if we just click it, yeah, apples come. See? Apples should spawn every 3 seconds or so. And now we want them to appear at this top part and then fall. So let's do the code for that. So if we want them to come from above, then we'll need another go-to block and put it under the when I start as clone block. Then the Y should be like, what can we give the Y? Yeah, we can't give anything. So let's go to operators. Then take a pick random and put it inside the Y slot and make it negative 120 to 120. So we should see anything. Put it inside X slot. And the Y should be, let's just show this. Okay, 150. Y can be 1. Set the Y slot to 160. And there you go. It's done. Now we should see apples spawning out. Yeah, apples are spawning quickly. So that's of the apples. Let's just stop this now. And now all we need is apples to fall. Since they are just spawning up here, now we want them to fall. So let's go to control, then drag a for block under the when I start as clone block. Then since we want them to fall and go from up to down, we are talking about the Y. So go to motion and drag a change Y by block and drag it inside the forever block, and it can be set to -5. Now I think they should fall. Yeah, they are falling. I think we can reduce the speed a bit, right? It'll be hard. So change the -5 to -3. Now test it, and it falls a little bit slower. I think 4 will be best. Yeah, we'll go with 4. And now apples fall, our ball moves, but they just fall into the bottom. we can't actually catch them. So let's do the code for that. So which one can we do better? I think the apple would be best. So in the when I start as clone bot, let's go to oh yeah, let's go to control and drag an if block and place it under the change y by block. Now if the apple is touching this bowl, then it should be deleted. It should not be a clone anymore. So for that we'll go to sensing. Yeah, sensing. And grab the touching mouse pointer block and put it inside the if then. Change the mouse pointer to bowl and bowl. So if it touches the bowl, then it's deleted. Then go to control, scroll down and delete this clone. Now if it should work, yep, we can catch the balls. See, when the apple touches, it falls. It just disappears. So it's like, I guess you could say that's catching, right? Okay. What else do we have to do? Now we can just stop that. But it would be better if it counts how many apples we are actually collecting. So for that we can go to variables and make a new variable and name it apples and click OK. Now we can see this apples variable. It looks a little local, if you know what I mean. So just right click it and make it into a large readout, which makes it look a lot better. So, and now since this already looks a lot better, let's take a change apples by one block and put it like above this delete clone block. Now every time you touch it, you should get one. Yep. See how the number is increasing as I collect these apples? So we can know how many apples we have already collected. So that's the only game I wanted to make, but we can add a lot of fixings to this, which I might make upgrade videos for these projects that I make in this. Like, I want to categorize them as ultra powerful projects and simple projects. And in ultra powerful projects, I'll be ultimately upgrading these simple projects. So this is just a simple project. So we also wanted this to set 0, otherwise it would just be 9 hours. So grab a set apple to 0 block and just put it wherever and green flag is coming. And just collect some apples and clicking the green flag sets it to 0. So that was the entire video I just wanted to make. This is my first video upload, so please make sure to subscribe and like this video. And well, this is our game made. Just catching apples. Catch, 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 catch. Okay, we've got 8 apples. So guys, please make sure to subscribe and